Hi, I'm Karen from Hobbs and Strigger Hounds here in Wiltshire, the UK. I'm just hopping on here today to make a little video for those who are interested in either taking up hand stripping or whether you want to improve on your existing skills. That means whether you're a groomer or whether you are an owner who already does take care of their wire coats. But I'm here just to give you a little bit more of an insight and answer any questions or queries that you may have over the coming weeks or so. So today I'm just going to show you my basic equipment that I use for every day in and out for hand stripping any of my terriers or my hounds. Okay, so I'm going to start, basically we start with a terrier brush. These are great, they are pliable and they do move around with your hand. You just need to weld them in. This is a few years old now, so it is just perfect for me. This is good for brushing out a coat. It's also good for holding skin taut when you come to stripping. It's just a great tool. Coupled with that is this comb. I'll do it that way so you can see. This comb, it's got wide teeth and a little section with the very fine teeth here. This is great. As soon as I've got a dog in and never been stripped, the first thing I do once it's on the table is to go over its coat with a comb and the terrier brush. That way it just opens up all the hair, so there's any clumps or anything like that, you're opening those up and you can actually see what you're dealing with best. With any stripping, you do need some sort of chalk to aid that process. So there's a number of chalk out there, affordable for everyday use. So if you're at home, they're quite affordable, and there's some are a little bit more expensive, which I use when I'm doing my show dogs or getting any detail work. I use a little bit of this, but the first basic one is your chalk powder. This is great. I actually empty it into a little pot like so, so that I can just dip into it as and when I need. This chalk powder is fantastic. It's nice and fine. Nice and fine, and what it does is it will, if you put it on your finger and thumb, it will dry out any oils or moisture you have on your finger and thumb, so you can get a better grip. And also with the chalk, it will do the same with the hair that you're actually pulling. So this is a great way of getting that detailed work, or just getting some sort of grip if you've got a greasy dog or the coat's not really wiry, is a little bit softer. These are great. It's ever so good. I also use a chalk block which comes like this, and this is compressed chalk of that stuff. There are different makes out there, so it's a matter of just shopping around and seeing which ones you can afford or which ones you want. These are great. They come in here, and what I do is I break the actual block in half. So it gives me two halves. I save one half and then I use the other half. I do that for a couple of reasons. It's easier in your hand, because the last thing you want to be doing is holding a massive, great big thick chalk block, and it's too much in your hand. So cutting it in half, it does make it easier to handle. Secondly, if you've got a dog on the table and they decide they don't want to stand still and they do a little bit of dancing, then the chalk can go flying. At least then that way, if you've only got half your chalk on the table, you're only losing half your block, not the whole block. So all disasters are kind of dismissed. Also for grip, I don't use them very often, but some of my students do love them, are what's known as little finger condoms. So these are little finger condoms. I'll get closer. These little finger condoms just goes over your thumb and finger like so, and that will also help you if you haven't got chalk to hand, or you don't want to use the chalk, or if say a dog is a little bit sensitive to the chalk, you can use these and that will give you the same grip. The same as if you wanted to, you can use a latex glove. it just gives the same results. Okay, sometimes you'll see me stripping with a latex glove on my left hand. It's not out of preference, it's the fact that I have an injury and sometimes I have to wear a strap to help with my injury, so I don't want that to get covered with hair, so I do use the gloves. Not always. Okay, when it comes to the second powder, this is called Strip Tech. It is fantastic. It's like very fine artificial snow, if you like, very flaky, very fine. And the difference between this and normal chalk is that this won't weight the coat down, this does. So the same reasons I don't put a load of chalk on loosely, that's why we use the blocks. But we'll touch on that later in a different video. But these are very good. You get these online, but this is one of the most expensive ones there. So I use it sparingly. I use it when I'm stripping out the ears, or on my show dogs, or if there's some real fine detail work, usually around their bottoms or on their chest and their faces. This is great for that too. Okay, and then it comes to your knives. There's a multitude of knives out there for you to browse through. There's no wrong knife. There's no right knife. It's just what suits you. The only thing I would say is if you are using a stripping knife and it's the first time you are picking up a tool to try stripping, I would suggest and recommend that you used something like this, which is a stripping stone. These will not cut your coat, whereas a stripping knife, if you're not used to them or if you don't blunt them down, they will cut the coat, which then ruins the coat. So there's lots of options, and I'm going to go through these at a later date on a different video, and we're going to go through them individually. Okay, these are great. You can get them online as well. I will put pop up a link and everything so that you can see exactly what they are and where you can get them from. Finishing off, I use a nice bristle brush. This is a nice soft one, or you can have one with a little bit more of a firmer texture to it, a touch to it. This I use just to help style the dog at the end of the day, get any debris off the coat as well. And it's also good on their faces if they're doing their beards and everything. It's not so invasive as maybe a comb or one of these brushes. So that there is the basics of your stripping kit. There's so many different ones, different things that you can add to it, and we can actually talk about that at a later date. As I said, I also offer to my students who come for the workshops or one-to-ones with me, I can do it for anybody who wants to buy one online. I can make up a grooming pack, and it's a basic hand stripping pack. Again, I will touch on that and show you the contents of that later on down the journey a little bit. But apart from that today, I hope you have a good day, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.